Interest rates have finally started to go back up for savings accounts, and it's also happening for CD accounts as well. So I did quite a bit of research and I found the top CD accounts out there that you can park your money in, and that's exactly what we're going to be going over in this video. Now, I am going to start by talking about some of the pros and cons with having a CD account. So if you already know everything about them and you know about early withdrawal penalties and everything like that, then go ahead and just skip forward in this video because I will leave chapters. That way you can just get right to the bank accounts that you're looking for. But we are going to talk about CD accounts first here. Okay, so if you're wondering what a CD account is, it's called a certificate of deposit, and most banks offer these types of accounts. And basically, it's just an easy way that you can lock up a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time at a fixed interest rate that's generally a lot higher than what you can get in just your savings account because you're keeping it locked up. So for instance, you could set up a CD account for 2 years with $10,000, and let's say you get a 2% interest rate. Well, that 2% is going to accumulate for that entire 2 years. So at the end of the term, you're going to get that $10,000 back plus the interest that you made for the 2%. And it's all risk-free because it's FDIC insured through your bank. You're never going to beat the average return of the stock market with a simple CD account, but they are nice to have if you're saving up for something big, like maybe a house or a car, and you don't want to risk that money in the stock market because you're planning on using it within the next few years. And that's where a CD account can come in very handy. Now, you also need to understand that when you set up a CD account, you can't add money to the account and you can't withdraw money from the account without a penalty. So you really want to set aside only a certain amount of money that you're not going to need and for a certain amount of time that doesn't feel like it's too far into the future. And if you do end up needing to withdraw money from the CD account, you can't take out partial withdrawals. You have to take out the entire amount. So if you put in $10,000 into the CD account and you only needed $1,000, you can't do that. You've got to take out the entire $10,000 or leave it in for the entire period. Now, if you do have to withdraw your money early, you are going to have to pay a penalty fee, but it's not the end of the world because most banks will charge you about 90 days worth of interest for closing out the account within a year. And then anything from about a year all the way up to 5 years is 180 days worth of interest. Now, obviously, you are going to have to check your own terms for the specific bank that you've signed up for a CD account with because they are going to have different rules. But generally, that's about what you're looking at if you have to make an early withdrawal. And if interest rates are on the rise like they are right now, then I probably wouldn't lock my money up for 5 years anyway. I would just do a 2-year term. That way in 2 years, interest rates might be a lot better. And in that case, you could then reset up a new CD account with a higher interest rate. That way you're not locked in at a lower rate for that long period of time. Rates also fluctuate quite a bit, so whenever you're ready to sign up for a CD account, make sure that you do your own research because even though the information is accurate right now as of the posting date of this video, it is going to change quite a bit. So if you're watching this video in 6 months or a year from now, do your own research because a lot of those numbers have probably shifted by then. Now I'll start talking about the top CD accounts that I found, and the first one goes to Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and this one specifically I want to talk about their 2-year CD account because this one is extremely competitive because it's only 2 years long and it currently pays an interest rate of 2% and you only need a minimum account balance of $500 to get it set up. Marcus has a lot of CD accounts to choose from, starting really low at only 6 months, and then they go all the way up to 6 years with their highest interest rate right now paying out 2.55% on the 6-year term. So overall, I feel like they have a very good variety of CD accounts to choose from, and their rates are extremely competitive, but specifically that 2-year product, that one is really, really good. All of their accounts only require a $500 minimum balance, so it's really easy to get started with any of the accounts. And then on top of that, once you set up an account, you have 30 days to contribute more money to the CD account before it's actually locked. And that's really cool because a lot of other banks don't offer that feature. So overall, I feel like Marcus has a really good variety of CD accounts to choose from that are extremely competitive. And then on top of that, the minimum balance really isn't that hard to meet with just $500. Now, if you easily want to compare different CD rates, then definitely check out bankrate.com. I've got an affiliate link for them in the description below. So check them out if you have an interest because you can sift through different banks and different CD rates and find the one that's going to be best for you. Okay, the next rate that I found goes to Synchrony Bank. And the reason these guys made my list is because they have a special offer right now. And honestly, I'm not sure when it expires, but they are offering a 16-month CD rate at 1.85%, which is really good considering you're only locking up the money for 16 months rather than 24 months at Marcus at 2%. So right now, that is a very, very good offer. And on top of that, Synchrony's minimum balance is 0. So it is very easy to get into any of their CD accounts. And honestly, with all the research I've done, when you're looking at a 16-month CD account at 1.85%, that's pretty much as good as you can get for a short-term CD account. Their CDs start at 3 months and then they go all the way up to 5 years. But based on my research, their 1 to 2 year range is kind of their sweet spot. But obviously rates do fluctuate, so you'll want to do your own research and make your own decision there. Synchrony also offers a 24-month bump up CD where you'll start at a lower rate at 1.4%, but during the term, you're allowed to ask for one increase. So if rates happen to go up, then that could be a good thing based on if they go up quite a bit or not. So overall, I feel like Synchrony Bank has quite a few CD options that are worth considering, so definitely check them out when you're doing your research. Next on my list goes to Capital One because they're a very large bank, and because a lot of people already bank with them, it makes getting a CD a lot easier because you can just have it in one place with who you're already banking with. For a 1-year term with Capital One, you're currently looking at 1.25%, and then you're looking at 1.7% for a 2-year and 2.25% for a 5-year. So overall, they're not the most competitive, but because they're a big bank, sometimes it's worth giving up a little bit of interest if you're already banking with them. And they also require a 0 minimum balance, so obviously it makes it very easy to get into any of their CD accounts. And then one feature that really stood out with Capital One is they give you the option of how your interest is paid out. So you can get paid out your interest monthly, yearly, or at the end of the term like everyone else. So if you do choose to be paid out monthly, you will lose a little bit in compound interest, but this is a feature that I've never seen with other CD accounts. So if you do want to get paid monthly, you can with Capital One. Now, if you're simply looking for the highest CD rate that's out there, the bank that I found with the highest rate goes to First National Bank of America with a 5-year CD account that's paying out 2.8% in interest, but you do have to have a $1,000 minimum balance to get started, which isn't the end of the world, but that's the highest rate that I found for all of the banks out there right now. So obviously there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to the different banks out there that offer CD accounts, but really what it comes down to is you just need to do your own research and find out which one is specifically going to be best for you and your money.